Happy Tuesday morning and happy handicapping. It's your boy RJ Cash with the MLB Rundown. Click that like, hit subscribe. Every day we go through the MLB card. Also, every day we let out a short for football, whether college or pro, and then our live shows every Monday and Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Yesterday, 2-2 in baseball. Let's hop right into it. Atlanta Braves at the Washington Nationals. Braves have not named a pitcher yet. Despite that, they're laying $1.52 on the road at FanDuel, plus 128 on the comeback for the Nationals. Your over-under sets at 9, juice minus 115 to the over. Last night, the Braves got the win 11-3 as they smashed the Nationals. For the season so far, the Braves take the lead in this one as they have won 4 of the 7 meetings this year. Pitchers, again, Braves don't know who's going for them. Jake Irvin, though, we know he'll go for the Nationals, and he's been god-awful. 0-5 with a 9.13 ERA. Not going to get it done whatsoever there for Irvin. When you dive in and look at a couple other things as far as some betting trends here for this game, Atlanta 2-4 straight up its last 6 games now. The under has cashed 10 of the last 15. Washington 1-6 straight up its last 7 on the road. Finally got that win yesterday, snapping that losing streak. Nationals 6-2 their last 8 when playing the Braves at home. I think if you're going to attack this game, the first way to look at it is team total overs. Again, Jake Irvin talked about how he's been just dreadful. Braves put up 11 runs yesterday. Now the over 4.5 at FanDuel is where they have the line at. That's minus $1.42. That's a little too rich for my taste. But some kind of hitter props there for the Braves. You would assume Irvin, who has struggled, will continue to get hammered along there. Next on the docket will be the Cleveland Guardians at the Detroit Tigers. Guardians and their playoff hopes are on life support, but they'll send the southpaw out there, Joey Cantillo, 3-2 with a 2.08 ERA. He's been very good, has not faced the Tigers this year. His last start last week, he went 8 innings, 4 hits, no runs allowed, 5 strikeouts against the Detroit Tigers. Rookie Casey Mize gets the call, was really good early on, and his win-loss record is still good in his last 5. He's 4-1. The problem is that 5.13 ERA that keeps pestering him. When you look at, he's made 2 starts, one in July, one in May. Both of them, July didn't allow a run against the Indians, and in May he only allowed 1 run. So he has pitched very well. Cleveland 9-1 straight up its last 10 games. 1-4 though their last 5 against the Detroit Tigers. 4-1 their last 5 on the road. Now the over has cashed 14 of the 18 games Detroit has played at home. That over-under, again, sets at 8, juiced minus 115 to the over on that one. I think the other part of it here is when we start to look at the wild card and how it shapes up. Right now, everybody's got about 12 games left. Again, the Guardians on life support. They're 3 back along with Texas. Everybody else is kind of eliminated. They're in that division. So for Cleveland, they're really in a must-win situation. For me, minus $1.42 at home. The Tigers comeback plus 120 on the Guardians. I'll take that as a pass. Again, if you had to make a bet on the game and you were just itching, I think you definitely got to look the way of the Cleveland Indians here. Again, they're in a must-win. Cantillo has pitched really, really well. That's who I would side with, but just not going to be a play for us today. Again, 2-2 yesterday, up 47.31 units on the baseball season. Cubs and the Pirates. Cubs have taken 7 of the last 10 meetings against Pittsburgh. Again, if you ever hear my pups barking, they love mailmen, Amazon, and anything that moves. Cade Horton, 3-2 with a 1.44, has been stellar. He faced the Pirates back in June, went 5 2/3, 3 hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts. For the Pirates, it's that time of the year, time of the week. Paul Skeens Day, 4-1 with a .90 ERA. He's been lights out against the Cubs his last time out, June 13th. 5 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 5 strikeouts for Paul Skeens. Again, he's just been incredible the whole season, really. He's just been really, really good. Cubs 5-1 straight up their last six, and 5-1 straight up their last six for against the Pirates. Now, the under between these two teams, as far as that goes, has went under 7 of the last 8 games. Pittsburgh 1-9 straight up their last 10 games has just been absolutely awful. In that time span, 2 overs and 8 unders have hit. But this is something I found interesting. The last 10 games that the Pirates have been favored, right? And again, this line today, Pirates minus $1.24, comeback plus 106 on the Cubs, over under 7, juice minus 118 to the under. You may say, well, the Pirates are only favored because of Paul Skeens. You're correct. But when they are favored as the home team, 7 of the last 10 they've cashed, but more importantly, they've won 6 in a row as a home favorite. Pretty incredible considering the Pirates have been so bad. But listen, the only problem right now is when Paul Skeens pitches, there's just not a lot of run support coming across the plate for him. So that's definitely something you would have to look at and weigh, hey, does this make sense? Does this make sense for the Pirates? To me, I'll ride that trend. I'll give Paul Skeens a ride. When Paul Skeens is $1.50, $1.60, he's unplayable. But I'll say this, at $1.24, I'll go ahead. That'll be our first play we put on the board today. So we'll go ahead and grab the Pirates minus $1.24. Braves and Angels will hook up in game 2 of the doubleheader. We already went through the stats and whatnot. But when you look at Mackenzie Gore, will get the call, the southpaw for the Washington Nationals in this one. Chris Sale will get the call as he's came back from the DL for the Atlanta Braves. Sale 2-3 with a 1.71 ERA. Now, he did give up 3 runs to the Cubs the other day, but his other 2 performances since coming back off the DL only gave up 1 run. He only faced the Nationals twice last year, hasn't faced them this year. Gave up 2 runs in both of those contests. Mackenzie Gore, the Nationals' best pitcher, 2-3 with a 3.42 ERA. He hasn't faced the Braves either this year, but last year in 3 outings gave up 2 runs, 1 run, excuse me. So right now, Sale laying $1.88, comeback plus 158 on the Nationals. The thing I would look at here is whoever wins game 1, look at him game 2. If it's me personally, I would be looking, okay, if the Braves can get game 1, I really like Gore getting plus $1.58 there at FanDuel. I think that's great value and something to look at. So, again, typically you get a split in a lot of these doubleheaders. Not always, but typically. So that's something I would definitely lean towards and look at. Sacramento A's visit the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox laying $1.54, comeback plus 130 for the A's. You're over under 8.5, minus 110 both ways. These teams played a 3-game set back a week ago. Boston took 2 out of 3 there from the A's in that series. Boston right now, 5-1 straight up their last 6 at home when they play the A's. The over is cashed for the last 6 games Boston has played at. Now the A's, they've gotten really hot on the road and been really impressive. 13-7 over their last 20, but again, just 2-7 the last 9 against Boston. A's, the under is cashed. 5 of the last 7 games that they have played in. So they've struggled a bit there for sure. Looking into some other trends here for the A's and the Red Sox. Again, breaktheboardsports.com. You can click on that betting notes section. We go through each and every game on the NFL and college football card. Quick hitter betting notes, not like paragraphs and stuff for you to get lost in. Our goal is to help you become a better handicapper here at breaktheboardsports.com. Click that like for us and give us a try here for your baseball season. Looking at the Padres and Mets next on the docket. San Diego Padres at FanDuel minus 102. Mets minus 116. Now, before we get into this, let's look at those wild card standings we talked about. Cubs 9 up, Padres 5 up. The Mets holding on to that last playoff spot, and boy, is it jumbled. A game and a half back are the D-backs. 2 back are the Reds and the Giants. How in the world the Reds are still alive? Every time I look up, that team's getting beat. I had them 2 of the 3 against the A's, and they got swept. You just wonder if the Reds miss the playoffs, and especially on a 162 game season, if you miss the playoffs by 1 to 3 games, that A's series has got to be one they turn around and look back at and be like, man, we really, really missed a golden opportunity there. Now, things not done yet for the Padres as far as the NL West goes. They're only 2 games back. So this is really, really important for the Padres. Again, Mets minus $1.16, minus 102 on the comeback. Over under set at 8, like we said. They've played a 3-game set earlier this year in San Diego. San Diego swept them. San Diego's actually beat the Mets 5 of the last 6. Michael King, 1 start back since the DL, gave up 2 runs over 5 innings the other night against the Reds. In his last 5, 1-4 with a 4.12. But again, that's a little swayed because he just came back off the DL. Clay Holmes, 2-3 with a 3.96. He faced San Diego back July, 3 2/3, 8 hits, 4 runs. Got tagged pretty good. We'll be able to see, are the Padres going to get to him today? That'll be what we look for and say, hey, can the Mets now look, again, this is a huge game for the Mets. They cannot afford to lose this. Padres, we know they're in. It's just a matter of, can the Padres hunt down the LA Dodgers, as they only sit 2 games back now of the Dodgers in the NL West. The Mets, over their last 10, 2-8 straight up. Again, they just go through these wild stretches, man, where they'll be good and then be bad. Last 10 games at home, they're even though, 5-5. The overs cashed 6 times. Now, the last 10 games, the Mets have been a favorite, right? Last 10 games, they've been a favorite, 4-6 straight up. If you're thinking about the run line, don't do that. They're 3 wins, 7 losses. So again, just really, really straight up as well as the home team favorite, not just at home, a home team favorite, 3 wins, 7 losses over their last 10. Now, the Padres not much better as a dog. On the road, they've lost 6 in a row, but they've covered the run line 7 of the last 10. Underdog overall, Padres 3-7 their last 10. So again, this is a really tough matchup. I think you can find better games on the board. I'm not saying you can't find a side here. I just think it's going to be really difficult to pick a side in this game because both of these teams, talented rosters. Padres bullpen been well documented how good it is. Now the Mets bullpen is trash, right? Absolute trash. But I just don't know if you can look at some that you can really hang your hat on in tonight's game. In that Blue Jays last night, we had them. They got across the finish line in extras 2-1. Tampa Bay has now taken 8 of the last 10. Jose Barrios gets the call for the Blue Jays, 2-3 or 3-2 with a 4.63 ERA. Faced Tampa Bay twice this year, giving up 3 runs and 5 runs. So that doesn't bode well. Ron Papayat, 4-1 with a 2.67. He's faced the Blue Jays twice this year. 0 runs, 3 runs in that one. I'm not sure what the deal is with the Rays, but man, they got the Blue Jays number. The Blue Jays, we were lucky and fortunate to win that game last night. Overall, we talked about 8 of the last 10, but it's really 9 of the last 11 that the Rays have taken. Toronto, though, on a 5-game win streak, the under has cashed 8 of the last 10 games Toronto has played in. Now, between these two teams head-to-head, the under has cashed 7 of the last 10 matchups between the Rays and the Blue Jays, and the under has cashed 4 of the last 5 that that Tampa Bay has played at home. When you look a little deeper here into some trends, last 10 games, Rays have really fallen off 2-8 straight up their last 10 games overall. Blue Jays 7-3 their last 10 overall. Rays as a home favorite right now, it's minus 108 both ways. over under 8.5, juice minus 120 to the under. Can't really use that stat, but as a home team, ATS, the last 10, the Rays are 7-3. So if you looked at the run line for the Rays, they're plus 1.5, minus $1.78. Too high for me. But I tell you what, I'm going to take a shot with the Rays today, minus 108. We're going to go ahead and make that our second official play on the board. So we got the Pirates minus 124 and the Rays minus 108. Next game on the board, we're going to go Seattle Mariners at the Kansas City Royals. Mariners right now, minus 142 on the road. Comeback plus 120 for the Kansas City Royals. Your over-under sets 8.5. Juiced minus 115 to the under at FanDuel. Juiced minus 105 to the over. They've played 4 games this year. They've split it 2-2 in that series in Seattle. Logan Gilbert gets the call. They need Logan Gilbert to step up. He has just not been there for Seattle. And if they want to compete and they want to hold on to this AL West lead that they have a half-game lead on the Astros, they need him to come up big, and it's got to be tonight. 2-3, though, with a 4.38 ERA his last 5. He did face the Royals back July 2nd, 4 2/3, 3 hits and a run allowed. Michael Waka 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 for the Royals, 3-2 with a 3.90 ERA. He pitched 5 innings back June 30th against the Mariners, gave up 8 hits, 5 runs, only had 1 strikeout in that meeting. Not very good stat there for him. Last 10 games for the Royals overall, they're 4-6 straight up. Mariners, they got hot. Again, they do this. They've won 9 in a row. And ATS, they're 7-3 the last 10. Now, here's the problem with the Mariners. And this is why it's so important they win their division. So important. As a road team, straight up 3-7 the last 10. The overs, 7-3 as a road team. But when you look at the Royals, right, as a home team underdog, not much better. 3 wins, 7 losses as a home underdog. Now, away favorite, again, this is where the Mariners struggle. As a favorite, straight up 8-2 the last 10, 8 wins in a row. But on the road, just 2 wins, 8 losses. The Mariners cannot play on the road. It's a huge Achilles heel for them. I think it's going to bite them in the playoffs, obviously. Playoffs. So definitely they got to right that ship. It would be good for them to right it tonight to get off to a good start, fast start against the Royals, get into the Royals bullpen as quickly as possible. It's been well documented. The Royals bullpen is not very good. So again, we'll see what Seattle can do here. I can't lay the $1.42 on the road. I know the Royals have been hot, but when you click over here and you look at the standings in that wild card, Royals 6.5 back. They're dunsies. We talked about that. Mariners half game up on the Astros, 3.5 up on the Rangers. So again, I'm going to take a pass, but there's only one way to go. There's only one way to go. If you're going to bet the game, you absolutely 100% have got to take the Seattle Mariners, but it's going to be a stay away for me. Last night, Baltimore Orioles 4-1 over the White Sox. Orioles now, I tell you what, they've just been absolutely commanding against the Chicago White Sox. It's really incredible what they've been able to do against them. Baltimore 9-1 the last 10 games versus the Chicago White Sox. Dean Kremer will get the call. Now, White Sox are the favorite here. You can't say that very often. White Sox laying $1.20 at FanDuel, plus 102 on the comeback. Your over-under set at 8 flat, juice minus 115 to the under. Dean Kremer, 2-3 with a 4.85 ERA. Faced the White Sox back in May of this year. Only gave up 1 run over 6 innings. He's actually faced Chicago 3 times in his career. All 3 times, 1 run, 0 runs. So he's been very, very successful against Chicago. Shane Smith has quietly put together a really nice season for himself for the White Sox. 3-2 with a 3 flat ERA. When I look at this, just because of the sheer dominance, 9-1, and I'm getting them plus money, I'm going to go ahead and lock in the Baltimore Orioles for our third play, plus 102. Again, breaktheboardsports.com. Click that like. We're here every day, MLB Rundown. We'll do the same thing, NHL, NBA, and then also shorts every day, breaking down NFL and college football games. We'll have a short out later today, getting into that Miami Dolphins Buffalo Bills game. I tell you what, Miami is a wreck. Again, if you want our plays on top of it, $1.37 a day for the calendar year doesn't get much better. But again, our goal is to help you become a better handicapper. Click those likes. Go to our breaktheboardsports.com. That notes blog section, totally free. Print you off some quick hitter notes. You'll see what we put up last weekend. Some really good information. Again, we're about you becoming a better handicapper. Milwaukee Brewers laying 270 at home. The LA Angels plus 220 on the comeback. Your over-under sets at 8. Angels have taken 7 of the last 10 meetings against the Brewers. They have not met this year. Caden Dana gets the call for the Angels at the big plus 220 road dog. He's 2-3 with a 7.65 ERA. Freddie Peralta lights out 2-3 with a 1.67 ERA. He's just been absolutely incredible. Brewers, if you're going to bet them, the only way to go is to lay that run and a half minus 125. Brewers 5-5 over their last 10. Angels 3-7 over their last 10. But the Angels, the over-under is cashed to the over 7 of those last 10. Angels, as a road team, have lost 5 straight. Now, again, home team favorite hasn't favored the Brewers very much, no pun intended. They're just 5-5. Last 10 as a home team favorite. ATS, 2 wins, 8 losses. So I talk about laying that run and a half for the Brewers minus 125. But again, the issue with that is it's only cashed 2 of the last 10 times. So that's a tough stack to back and feel like you're getting really good value with that. Angels, 2-4 straight up their last 6 versus Milwaukee, 0-5 their last 5 on the road. And the under is cashed 5 of the last 7 times these two teams have played. Surprisingly enough, when these teams meet up in Milwaukee, the Brewers have not had success, which is kind of wild. 4-8 the last 12 in Milwaukee. New York Yankees and the Minnesota Twins, and the Yankees, they can't get out of their own way. Every time they need a big win, they just can't come through. Last night against the Twins, they had their best pitcher on the hill, couldn't get it done. Right now, Yankees up a game on the Boston Red Sox in the wild card race, 5 back of the Blue Jays. All hope is lost for the American League East. The Blue Jays are going to get home and win that. But today, the Yankees laying $1.72 on the road, plus 144 on the comeback. Your over-under set at 9. Juice minus 108 both ways. Twins have won back-to-back games against the Yankees after the Yankees reeled off 9 in a row. But Cam Schlitter, we're going to see what he's got. 4-1 with a 2.05 ERA. Zebby Matthews, 2-3 with a 4.97. Now, about a month ago, Matthews went 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs against the Yankees. That game, the Twins lost 6-2. Schiller, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run back August 13th, 6 strikeouts. But the Yankees lost that game 4-1, despite a really good pitching outing from Schlitter. The Yankees, last 10, 5-5. Now, Twins, their last 10 games at home, just 3-7. But ATS as an underdog, the Twinkies, 8-2. 8-2. So they're, again, they've hit 5 in a row on the run line. Has the Minnesota Twins. The Yankees as a road favorite, 7-3 their last 10 and 7-3 on the run line right now. Minus 105 for the Yankees get you minus 106. Again, I guess if you wanted to look at something like a Brewers Yankees parlay, that would pay out like plus 116. I'm going to ride with the Yankees on the road minus $1.72 and lock that in. I just look at the Yankees need the game desperately. If they were to lose this one, would be just a huge kick in the teeth for them coming down the stretch. Texas Rangers at the Houston Astros. Rangers, we had them yesterday. They fell. Merrill Kelly will get the call for them. Kelly and the Rangers laying $1.20 on the road, plus 102 on the comeback. Now your over-under sets at 7.5. juice minus 122 to the over. Now, these two teams, 10 matchups this season, they've been evenly split. Merrill Kelly for the Rangers, 4-1 with a 2.53 ERA. He faced Houston last week, 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 7 strikeouts. Was lights out for him. AJ Bluba will get the call for the Astros. He made 1 start back in April and went 4 innings, 5 hits, 7 runs, 2 earned, 6 strikeouts for him. I don't think there's any doubt. The Rangers minus a 120. Hate that we're doing all these favorites, but sometimes it just calls for what it calls for. And again, Rangers in a must-win spot. So are the Astros, but the Rangers are on life support. Astros in a much better situation. Now, the total has gone over 5 straight games the Astros have played at home. The over has cashed 10 of the last 13 when these two teams hook up. Again, I'm going to ride Merrill Kelly minus the 120. Reds and Cardinals. Man, Reds, that team. Laying $1.22 on the road. We'll try it again. Plus 104 for the Cardinals. Your over-under set at 8. It's juice minus 110 both ways in this one. Andrew Abbott will get the call for the Reds. 2-3 with a 4.40 ERA. He's got 3 starts against the Cardinals this year. His last start gave up 2 runs. The 2 starts before that, 1 run and no runs. Michael McCreevy will get the call for the Cardinals, 3-2 with a 4.50. He faced the Reds back on August 30th, 5 hits, 1 run. Again, I'm just a scored man when it comes to the Cincinnati Reds. St. Louis 1-6 straight up their last 7. The under is cashed in St. Louis 6 of the last 9 games. However, head-to-head, the over is cashed 6 of the last 9. Under is cashed, Reds 4-10 straight up their last 14 on the road. As I mentioned earlier, I can't get out of my head that sweep they suffered to the Angels. That kind of put me out on the Reds on that one for this game. Looking at the next game on the board, let's go with the Philadelphia Phillies and the LA Dodgers. Again, last night we had the Phillies. Phillies now, they got a commanding lead. They may catch the Brewers for this top spot in the National League. Dodgers only 2 games up on the San Diego Padres. Right now, Dodgers laying 130, comeback plus 110 in a very interesting pitching matchup. Now, well documented. We talked about it yesterday. Phillies 3-1 this year against the Dodgers. But even more importantly, the Phillies have won 9 of the last 11 against the Dodgers. Now, Dodgers 6-2 now, straight up their last 8. The over has cashed 4 of the last 5 for the Dodgers. Total has gone over in 7 straight games for the Phillies, and the over has cashed 10 of the last 11 times that these two teams have played. Christopher Sanchez, the southpaw, again, this pitching matchup is going to be unbelievable. 4-1 with a 3.13 ERA. Now, he faced the Dodgers back in April, got lit up a little bit. 5 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, but 9 strikeouts. Player prop there you might want to look at. Shohei Ohtani, he has tried and tried all year long, but it's just not been the Ohtani we used to see. 1-4 with a 4.71 ERA. However, Phillies got the win last night. I think the Dodgers get the win tonight, laying the $1.30, but I'm going to stay off of it. I want no parts of the game whatsoever. Diamondbacks and the Giants. This is a big one. I feel like one of these two is going to catch the Mets. I just don't know which one it's going to be. But Diamondbacks got the 8-1 win yesterday. They have met 10 times this year, split 5-5, but the Diamondbacks have taken the last 2. Giants, we don't know which way they're going as far as pitching goes tonight. And I don't have his stats pulled up. I apologize. But Eduardo Rodriguez will get the call right now at FanDuel. D-backs land $1.26, plus 108 on the comeback. Your over-under sets at 9, minus 115 to the under on that one. So, again, looking down through that, let's lock in these official plays. We're going to go to the Rangers again. Yesterday, 2-2, up a little over 47 units for the calendar year in baseball as we come down with about 12, 13 games left in the season. Rangers laying $1.20 on the road. We'll book that. Orioles plus 102 on the road. We'll book that. Yankees minus $1.72 on the road. We'll book that. Rays at the short price minus 105 at home. We're going to book that. And the fifth one, we're going to go with the Pittsburgh Pirates minus $1.30 at home. Again, click that like, hit subscribe, look for our short layer today, breaking down the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins every day. MLB rundown, we do the same thing. NBA, NHL, break the board sports. Catch us, share us. We're here to help you become a better handicapper. God bless and happy handicapping.